So this year is the debut game of the 2020 postseason.
Gotta love it. Happy it's here.
This is the Monday Night Football finale, ESPN's productions. Thank God it's over. They're concluding it. Hopefully they completely replace their staff next year, so we have a more enjoyable experience from the consumer standpoint. So to dive into this game here, the Texans have the same identity that they've had the past 5 seasons. Mm-hmm. They're a very fluctuational team. Mm-hmm. They'll have one weekend where they have a really compelling win. And the weekend after, you're scratching your head. You're puzzled. Mm-hmm. You're perplexed. And I can illustrate this point through the transition from November to December, because they had that remarkable win over the Patriots at home. And then at home the week after, they lose, 38-14 to the Broncos, which I predicted, by the way. I actually did predict that was going to happen. Just because I know these Houston Texans so well. Right. They're a team of highs and lows. Mm-hmm. They will be energized by the return of J.J. Watt. However, there are 3 vital components to a successful playoff team, and it must be evaluated when you're analyzing any matchup that takes place in January. You have coaching, you have quarterback, and you have defense. Buffalo checks out 2 of those 3 boxes. The only one that they don't check out is quarterback. Obviously, Deshaun Watson is superior to Josh Allen. Mm-hmm. I think this will be a very low-scoring game because of Buffalo's suffocating defense and because of Josh Allen's inefficiencies as a quarterback, as we've seen. I mean, he'll have absolute dimes, and then there's some plays that he'll overthrow by 10 yards. Yep. But because of Buffalo's defense, that is what wins these playoff games, these pivotal playoff games. Uh-huh. I'm going with Buffalo by the score of 16-13.
All right. I agree with a lot of your points. Houston, I have a lot of respect for Deshaun Watson. I think he's a very good quarterback in a poor situation. Yes, he has DeAndre Hopkins, and I love how I do. Great talent. Personally, I think he's the best receiver in the league. Just saying that.
Yeah.
Houston just, when it comes to the playoff times, they're just not a team that's built for playoffs.
They're not trustworthy.
They're just not. Especially Will Fuller. I mean, that kid, he's had some really good games, and then he's hurt, and then he's out for 3 games. You can't have that, especially this time of year. He looks like he's not going to play. Buffalo's defense has been very good this year. They're well coached. They play tough football, and I respect the hell out of it. Now, as your point, Josh Allen, I give him a lot of respect. He has improved as a player, and I like what I see from him, and I'm very happy for him, and I'm happy for the Buffalo fan base.
Oh, absolutely.
They're a very strong fan base. I'll give you all that. But like you said, he has some great balls, and there's other balls where it's just like you look at it and say, Josh, where was that going?
Yeah.
Like you look back in that New England game, yet again, in both games, he could have won them that game. So, but when it comes to this game, I just think Buffalo's defense is really going to take it over for him. Yet again, I love J.J. Watt, but Houston's it's just not going to work in the playoffs. I personally think that Buffalo will match up better with any team, really, than Houston ultimately would. Yeah, Houston did beat New England, but who really is New England this year,
Yeah, we've struggled to find their identity.
Right, so that's I don't know. I'm going to go Buffalo. I'm going to go 20-14. I think they'll at least put up 20.
Now, I want to pose the question.
Okay.
If we are both correct on this pick.
Okay.
There seems to always be one coaching move that is completely unpredictable. Do you think that Bill O'Brien gets fired by the Texans if they lose on Saturday, on the following Sunday morning?
It's hard because I think it's possible. I kind of would say it might be time, truthfully. There's definitely a decent amount of head coaching possibilities out there nowadays. Jason Garrett. So. But I don't know. I don't know. That's a tough one. That's a tough one.
And the mediocrity over the years, and the consistent shortcomings. Mm-hmm. Like when is it time to make the move? And consider Deshaun Watson. I mean, that is a championship pedigree quarterback.
Yes.
I can always tell a future Hall of Famer watching him in college when he performs at an optimal level in championship games and college football playoff games. And he has potential to do that here. I just don't think it's being extracted from him at this time of year because it's so reliant on coaching.
I agree. Also, Houston doesn't have a defense. They gave up Clowney. They have no secondary. They gave up Tyrann Mathieu. Their secondary, it's just not even there. So, if you you have a strong weapon. Defense wins championships. It does.
So Zeke, I know you've been chomping at the bit for this. All of you fellow AFC East fans have been anticipating this year for the last 15 years?
At least.
Now, as a Patriot fan myself, I'm going to accept reality.
Mm-hmm.
The dynasty is coming to an end this year. I cannot be in a stage of denial. However, I think that even though they're in the hospice stage right now, I think they have one more win in them. Tennessee has a considerable amount of momentum right now. However, I think that they still have a lot of vagueness on their team. There's a lot of holes, and I think that New England will ultimately exploit that. I'm going with the Patriots. It'll be another lower scoring game. It's the one real primary weapon that the Titans have is Derrick Henry. I think he'll have a decent game, but keep in mind the Patriots do have one of the best defensive lines in football as well as secondary. I think that they will suffocate him to a certain degree, and Bill Belichick and the Patriots are undefeated in the playoffs. They're historically dominant against quarterbacks that are making their playoff debut, which Ryan Tannehill is. He's had a great year. However, I think that the Patriots do prevail in this game.
Okay. What do you think the final score is going to be?
For this game, I'm going with 24-14.
Okay. Well, there's a lot of things about this game. Okay. New England, after just coming off a loss to my Miami Dolphins in Foxborough, which I give a hell of a lot of credit to Brian Flores and that Dolphins.
Absolutely.
Number one. Back to the Titans. I give a lot of credit to Ryan Tannehill and what he's done in Tennessee. He's given a spark to that team, made them look a lot better. The good thing about Tennessee is they're very young. They have a lot of speed, a lot of things that some teams have trouble with. In this day and age, you got to have speed to win games. New England, on the other hand, at the beginning of the year, had a defense that was on pace to absolutely shatter records. Okay, that went away after a while. They were not that same defense at all, and Stephon Gilmore will lock down most likely whoever he goes against due to the fact that he's just having an incredible year. The big thing here is Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry has to have a big game. If Derrick Henry does not execute and have a big game, the Titans do not win this game. Not saying that Ryan Tannehill could not put the team on his back and win it, because he could. Because he is no stranger of playing the Patriots. To be honest.
Always to play the Patriots themselves, but it's a completely different setting when you play them in Foxborough in the postseason.
And it is. And that's another thing. So, if you can get a good balance between Derrick Henry and Tannehill throwing the rock around a good amount, I really, it's hard because we just don't know who the Patriots really are. I was gonna go Tennessee. I'm gonna have to go New England here.
Yeah, for this game, you have to go
just
to
for this game. Now, if Tennessee wins, I will not be shocked. I would not.
I won't be shocked. I'll admit, I won't be shocked.
Not as much. I'm gonna go New England. I'm gonna go 24-20, close game. Tennessee gotta get Derrick Henry going, and I personally I hope they win. I really do. I think it'll change up the postseason a good amount, and I just love watching Derrick Henry run the ball.
Well, it'll add some parity once again, which you will see, I believe, in the Super Bowl this year.
Yes.
But as far as this round, I think the Patriots prevail. But you'll have to await our answers next week.
Mm-hmm.